Royal Rebel: How Prince Harry Caused the Queen and Prince Philip to Despair. Prince Harry's bad behavior had the Queen and Prince Philip in despair during his teenage years, according to a royal biographer. Prince Harry is settling down into married life with Meghan Markle, as the couple eagerly await the arrival of their firstborn in April or May this year. He has even reportedly given up alcohol and caffeine in solidarity with the pregnant Duchess. However, his new lifestyle stands in stark contrast to how he behaved in his younger days, when he was known for his hard-partying ways. He landed himself in trouble in 2001 when it was discovered that he had been smoking marijuana at Highgrove and drinking underage at the local village pub. He had also been barred from the pub, the Rathbone Inn, for shouting obscenities at the bar manager. The incident caused a serious rift between Prince Harry and his brother Prince William. Katie Nicholl, in her 2010 book William and Harry, also reveals that the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh were saddened by his behavior. She writes, "Fortunately Harry escaped an official police warning, but the incident sent shockwaves through the royal family." According to one aide, the Queen and Prince Philip were in despair when they were informed. Ms. Nicholl continues, "The palace tried its hardest to bury the story, but inevitably Charles' parenting was called into question. Prince Charles had been away from Highgrove for most of the summer, and had been informed by aides that Harry had been smoking cigarettes and marijuana. According to Ms. Nicholl, he questioned Harry's circle of friends and asked him, 'Are these really the right people to be hanging around with? Are these really the right things for you to be doing at 16 in your position?' However, in Ms. Nicholl's opinion, Harry was behaving like any other teenager and, given the tragedy of his childhood, it was quite remarkable that he had not come unhinged earlier." Prince Harry apologized for his behavior and spent a day visiting Featherstone Lodge, a drugs rehabilitation center in Peckham, South London. Prince William resented being part of the sham of his parents' marriage, according to a royal biographer. Prince William and Prince Harry were doted on by their parents, Prince Charles and Princess Diana. They were united in their love for their boys, despite the other disagreements which rocked their famously turbulent marriage. Unfortunately, the young princes would see their parents' unhappiness at home, and William grew to resent the position they put him in, according to a royal author. Katie Nicholl, in her 2010 book William and Harry, takes a look at what family life was like for the royal brothers as they were growing up. She writes, "William resented being part of what he knew to be a sham." According to Ms. Nicholl, the young Prince William was sensitive to the state of his parents' faltering marriage and had witnessed their arguments, which left Princess Diana in tears. She adds, "The strains in the marriage had taken their toll on him." Nevertheless, the Queen was determined that Charles and Diana should give their marriage one final chance. The Queen had advised Charles and Diana at Christmas 1991 to wait 6 months before finally deciding on the fate of their marriage. Following that, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson separated in January 1992. Also, Ms. Nicholl writes, Fergie's conduct had influenced the Queen's thinking about Charles and Diana's failing marriage. Pictures had been leaked of the Duchess of York in a compromising situation with Texan financier John Bryan, and the Queen did not want any further scandal for the royal family. Ms. Nicholl writes, "In the sovereign's eyes, enough embarrassment had been caused." Following the Queen's urging, she says, Diana agreed to accompany Charles to Korea in November 1992, but their final official tour together was a disaster. On that trip, she writes, "They could hardly stand to be in one another's company. It was a disaster for the monarchy." Prince Philip has been involved in a two-vehicle crash near Sandringham Estate, according to a statement from Buckingham Palace. A horrifying video has emerged showing the aftermath of a car accident involving Prince Philip, close to Sandringham Estate. The Duke of Edinburgh, 97, was not injured in the two-vehicle crash, according to Buckingham Palace. The shocking footage shows the aftermath of the crash before the Range Rover is towed away on its side, as police attended the scene. Pictures from the scene show one car on its side in the road while another appears to have crashed into a bush. Prince Philip is back at Sandringham and has received the all-clear from a doctor after being examined as a precaution. Norfolk police said officers were called to the estate shortly before 3 p.m. in response to reports of a collision involving two cars. A force spokesman said police and ambulance attendant and two people in one of the vehicles suffered minor injuries. The Queen and Prince Philip have been staying at Sandringham since Christmas, with the Duke retiring from royal duties in August 2017. The statement from Buckingham Palace reads, "The Duke of Edinburgh was involved in a road traffic accident with another vehicle this afternoon. The Duke was not injured. The accident took place close to the Sandringham estate." BBC royal correspondent Nick Witchell said, "The first thing to say is Buckingham Palace are emphatic that the Duke has not been injured and he's back at Sandringham House. He's seen the doctor there who has confirmed that he has suffered no injuries." This happened at about 3:30 p.m. this afternoon on the A149, close to the Sandringham estate. As we understand it, the Duke was driving himself the Range Rover. He was pulling out of the driveway when there was a road traffic accident involving another vehicle. According to eyewitnesses, the Range Rover that the Duke was driving turned over. Now, according to the eyewitnesses who were at the scene, they helped him out of the vehicle. According to an eyewitness, the Duke was conscious but he was very, very shocked and shaken. He added, "The Queen is of course at Sandringham, and there are no reports of any further injuries, no further difficulties as a result of this. But by all accounts, a nasty accident if the vehicle, a heavy vehicle like a Range Rover, was turned over as consequence of it, and pretty remarkable." The Duke, 5 months short of his 98th birthday, people may be rather surprised that he himself was driving this vehicle on a public road or turning onto a public road as we understand it, but he has suffered no injuries according to the palace. And I suspect it would be quite a battle for him to give up driving. He drives at Windsor, at Sandringham. He's also been seen and photographed driving horse-drawn carriages.